It's about time.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Quick Cast Episode 6. My name is Jeremy Paul, also known as Sleepy Juice, and today we're going to be taking a look at a TVZ between Oystein and our hero and submitter for tonight, Angry Kittens. Angry Kittens will be playing under his barcode, so don't let that throw you off. Now, normally on QuickCast, what we do is we cast a game and at the same time try to focus on a single concept or topic to teach to newer players or lower league players. After watching this game and scanning through, this is the most bizarre game I've seen in quite a while. Just for a 1v1 strat, it's a diamond level game, and something that worked probably shouldn't have worked, and I couldn't really pick out a good lesson from this game. But it was just so much fun that we want to look at it anyways. So that's what we're going to do. So let's jump into the game and we'll talk there. Alright, so we're going to pick up on this game. Around the 350 mark, the Zerg is going to attempt to expo out, has it blocked by Engineering Bay, and is going to end up taking their third further away, and just having the Zerglings come out. He ended up having to go spawning pool first to get that out, but goes straight up to 3 hatches as fast as he can. He's going for a very standard build. Now this is on Polar Night. We can see the Terran player, Angry Kittens, under his barcode, is actually doing something a little bizarre. He's going Barracks Engineering Bay into, or Barracks CC into Engineering Bay. Now the Zerglings are going to be working their way across the map and into the Terran base here, and this poor SCV has been left behind. But go ahead and watch the micro on this. Seeing the Zerglings come in, Angry Kitten's able to pull the SCV away. The 3 of the Zerglings go up to hold the ramp to make sure nothing else comes back down. Meanwhile, the other Zergling is going to chase this SCV all the way around. Meanwhile, the command center is being creative and actually going into a planetary fortress. The question is, right now, can Angry Kittens keep this SCV alive long enough for that to finish? He's stopped microing there, but there he goes. He's going to pull back, goes around the other side. The Zerglings are pushing up the ramp at this point to try to check it. But as this thing comes, the first planetary fortress is there, and it is going to kill at least one of those Zerglings, and that is great. We're just gonna... I'm typing. Alright, so what we have now is we have a Zerg player that is going standard into 3 hatches against a Terran player that is going into Planetary Fortress. Now this is when Oystein should be a little bit curious about what's going on. There's 2 options here. Either one, Angry Kittens is really awful and he just doesn't like orbiters. Or 2, there's a lot of tomfoolery going around. And you guess what it is? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mass Raven. We have the upgrade just finishing now. We've hopped up to the 9-minute mark. Now we have the upgrade finishing for the power upgrade, so that they come out with a little bit more energy. They can get straight into Hunter-Seeker missiles, but we have 5 starports coming down all at the same time here. Now, okay, so we're going to jump ahead here. Now, knowing that the Terran player, Angry Kittens, is going for this Mass Raven style, what's the Zerg player going to do? The Zerg player is going to go standard. He's going to go for his basic Speedling, Baneling, Muta mix for his mid-game against the Terran here, and he's going to attempt to break this on its own. Now, first things first, he's going to come in with the Mutas and try to harass a new third for Angry Kittens. We do have a clump of Ravens, well, a clump being 2 at the moment. We do have 5 more coming out, so we'll have 7 here in a matter of time. And meanwhile, the Mutas are starting to pick off the auto turrets, but here comes the Hunter-Seeker Mister, and there's a connection. Half of the Mutas right there go down to barely any life. They're going to test their luck and try to come in and pick off as much as they can. Now remember, Mutas get that life regen, so they can come in as long as they don't die. They get as much damage done as they can, leave for a little bit, and they'll come back up to full life. He's going to try to pick off some of the Ravens there, but the auto turrets come down and are able to push him off. And he's going to swing around here and come back. He's going to find this Viking landed, covering the ground route into the natural there. Now, it looks like he's going to push in and try to pick at the wall here, but we have a bunch of Ravens there. How many Ravens can he pick off? Looks like we do have Hunter-Seeker missiles coming down, and another one connects there. It does look like we lose a Raven there, but he's going to pull back with the Mutas. Now when we lose 2 more, we do have turrets and a Marine on the ground kind of pushing him back. So that's going to end that harassment there. That mid-game army, the Mutas, were not as effective as we were hoping, the auto turrets and the Hunter Seeker missiles did great for that. Now we're going to push a little bit forward. We have another Mutaball coming in, and they're going to pick off every single SCV trying to transfer down to the third base here. It looks like they're going to, 3 of them possibly going to get away. No, 2 get away, and he's going to now push into third, but there's an auto turret there. We have a Hunter Seeker missile coming down again. Are they going to connect? He flies away the mutas, and those just go down for a dud. The downfall with the Hunter Seeker missiles, if you attempt to shoot them and the enemy unit's fast enough to get away, that energy will basically be wasted. It's similar to having fungal growths with projectiles and they miss, or storms where people are able to move out of them. Now we do have the mutas still coming in and attempting to do some harassment here. We do have this base needing defense, so the auto turrets are coming down, and since auto turrets shoot both ground and air and also kind of hold the ground, they're a great response to that. Now the Zerg's response to this, as that 3 base Terran's kind of getting up, is to just expand more. He's going to go ahead and take a 5th base here, and he's going to go more into this gigantic mid-game army of Banelings and Lings, and here we go. The Banelings are going to roll into the 3rd base, and they just take it out without a problem. The Ravens are hovering up there. One auto turret comes down, but just not enough. They're too late. Now, question whether they have enough energy or was he just saving the energy, we don't know. But they didn't do enough. But we do have the Banelings coming now into the wall. Now, how many Banelings will it take? It'll take every single Baneling to kill that factory. We still have the barracks up, and here come the Lings. The Lings come in. We have the command center planetary bearing down, and we have the Ravens dropping the auto turrets. And just a little bit of mismicro there with the Lings. They're not able to kill anything. That barrack was about to fall, and he wasn't able to focus fire anything. His Lings were just rolling around. Now, the reinforcements for the Zerg as he continues to put on pressure. He's doing really good right now, just continuing putting that pressure up. We can kind of see in the score screen, he's actually fairly far ahead at this point, and he just has lots of Banelings coming in. He's going to peek at the 3rd, make sure there's nothing there, and then he's going to roll up, getting a few sniped off by the well-placed auto turrets there by Angry Kittens, but Oystein is now going for the natural. We do have an auto turret coming down. I was going to throw a little bit into the way, but those Banelings are going to burrow right through. They're going to go through, they're going to get this command center, it looks like, and all of the SCVs go down. Every single one of them, and now, although that force has been cleaned up, that's a highly inexpensive force to replenish if he just sticks with that mid-game army because of how expensive Ravens are and how much command centers cost and all those SCVs, but it does look like Oystein's a little confused by this. So what's he going to do next? Is he going to continue with this mid-game army, or is he going to move up to something a little bit more high-techy? The question is there. Now, the whole fight there, unfortunately, his mutas were left in the back, and he didn't even engage with them. So that's unfortunate. It did leave a little bit of DPS. He could have taken out those missile turrets quite easily and then had the mutas come in and do a fair amount of damage. Now let's jump forward to the 1957 mark here, and I'm sorry, to the 20-minute mark, yeah. And it looks like our Ravens are going to be coming in for an attack. So the Ravens having time to just sit around as he was building up the rest of this army and teching up. These Ravens now have time to come in and use their energy in an attacking way. And so they're being offensive with their energy, and look at all the auto turrets going down. Oh no, this Queen's not going to have a chance. Those auto turrets are going to take out those base. Now we do have a counterattack by the Lings and the Banelings, and they're going to go crashing in here. The Banelings are probably going to be able to take out this command center, but how much more? That first command center goes down, and it looks like they're going to roll for the main. They're going to head up this ramp. Are they going to get through the things? Yes, absolutely. Both supply depots and the engineering bay goes down. It looks like he takes out a bunch more SCVs. All those SCVs go down, and a bunch of turrets. That's an enormous amount of damage, but the damage being dealt on the other side also. He finally remembers about his mutas at the 21-minute mark here, and he's going to swing them around and hopefully come back around on the Ravens. Also, besides that, he does have Corruptors out, so he's going to bring in those also. You see him getting picked off, but the Corruptors not being able to shoot down, and also having all of their shots picked up by PDDs are just not strong enough. We do have the auto turrets coming down, the PDDs taking shots from everything. They're the Queens, the Spore Crawlers, and also the Corruptors, and all those auto turrets are just tearing down the buildings there. Now, I'm not sure there's enough there actually focus firing on the layer to take that down, but they're definitely going to get a bunch of the economy there. It's not going to be able to do any work at that point. It's probably going to take off a bunch of tech buildings there too. Now we do have the Corruptors floating back over some more auto turrets, and unfortunately they're just going down one after another. That's unfortunate because they're really the best answer at this point. The PDDs do hurt them a lot though. Now let's go ahead and jump forward to the 22-minute mark, about 22:48. We can see the Ravens now basically taking over the map. They're dropping PDDs to take care of all the spore crawlers. Spore crawlers and queens are now useless, and then dropping auto turrets constantly around the bases. The bases are just going to end up falling one after another if the Zerg player can't seem to put the pressure back over into the Terran's court. If the Ravens are having to use their power and energy over as defense, they're unable to actually use it on the offensive thing to basically snipe hatches for free. They're basically sniping it for energy. Now let's go ahead and jump forward to the next super interesting part here. We have at 24:06, we have Angry Kittens expanding as much as he can. Now he's been doing this twice now. He expanded to the third with 2 command centers, and he expanded to the natural after the first breakthrough on that one with 2 command centers, turning both of them into planetaries. Now this base he's expanding to is actually taken. There is a Zerg base there, so he's going to have to clear that out before he goes in there. But he does have 2 command centers ready. Here come the Corruptors, and you have 2 spores going down, but here come the auto turrets. The hero of today, the auto turret. The PDD does come down and basically makes all of those units that are there completely and utterly useless because none of them can shoot up. Everything's being sucked in by those PDDs, and he has enough energy now with that mass Raven style that he can put them down indefinitely. Now it does look like this base is going to get cleared out. Now the catch with that is the creep is going to recede slowly. So Angry Kittens is going to have to either land his command centers far away and mule, or he's going to have to wait for that creep to recede back into it. And it looks like every single one of those Corruptors is going to go down. These 2 are no doubt. It was pretty good micro at that point by Angry Kittens, just kind of walking those Corruptors through the auto turrets. It was very good. It does look like Angry Kittens is going to land his bases around the outside of the creep and get to muling that way. He might also turn 1 or 2 of them into planetaries and actually try to block a choke or anything like that. The big trouble, as we saw earlier for him, is things like the Banelings and the Ling run-bys, because as much as he can stop them with the auto turrets and with Hunter-Seeker missiles, those really fast units can actually do a lot of damage before that happens, especially the Banelings, it seems. Now we do have, in this case, he's holding off he has a planetary come down and a bunch of auto turrets to hold off that one. As we see the Ling's going to make a run for the natural here to try to get in, but we have a planetary fortress there. It does look like they're going to try to peek in again and just get torn down. Now, there's not a whole lot the Zerg player can do at this part. He's kind of falling apart, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have any special tactics of his own. So the Zerg player is now going for infestors and also swarm hosts. So we have the Overlord there doing the drop, going down. He's going to drop some infested Terrans here, and these infested Terrans are going to be able to go to work on the actual production of the Ravens. So we do have a Raven going down there. It does look like this command center is getting taken down also, and it looks like he's focus firing on what appears to be the tech lab. Now, oddly enough, I was not aware of this, but when you destroy the tech lab on a starport, the Raven, if it's already being constructed, can still be constructed. So what we have now is, even though the Raven construction is going to be finally halted, he's not going to be able to make any more after this. Three of those tech labs went down, and he's gonna oh, this is great. Hunter-Seeker missiles takes out 1 and 2 infestors. Burrowed infestors are actually, you know, they're seen by the Ravens. The Ravens can detect cloaked and burrowed units. So I'm not sure exactly what he's going for there. But the last Ravens that were coming out on those tech labs that got destroyed were still able to come out, which is kind of cool. I was not aware of that before that. Now we do see he's having his tech taken down in his natural here. Let's go back and we'll actually take a look at this. So we'll skip back a little bit, and we're going to look at it from what the Terran Angry Kittens was doing during that special tactics attack up on his main. We do see the Ravens going down. They're going to drop a bunch of auto turrets at this base here, and this base, being undefended completely, is going to go down. Meanwhile, they're going to come in and drop, it looks like, auto turrets around the Greater Spire, which I'm assuming he was using to either for upgrades, he doesn't have very many upgrades, or for Broodlords. It does seem like Oystein's reaction to all these Ravens is to kind of just get every tech possible and maybe see what works. He currently has a bunch of swarm hosts attacking the 4th base of the Terran up there. You can kind of see, I'll come to it in a second once this all slows down. The Greater Spire does go down. This base is going to go down also. Now, he does have Swarm Hosts out, he has Infestors out, he has Banelings out, he has an Ultralisk Cavern that's going to die. He has Banelings and Lings and Mutas and Corruptors, and here's where the Swarm Hosts are hitting. You can kind of see unfortunately the Zerg player is running out of juice. His economy is kind of breaking down here, and he's moving his Swarm Hosts up, and the question now is, which is going to be greater? The Swarm Hosts attacking, the few Swarm Hosts attacking the planetary itself. Meanwhile, we do have the auto turrets coming down in the main. We do have the SCVs pull off the line here to keep this alive. It's kind of interesting to note that this game has been played with Angry Kittens playing economically behind the entire game, just with mules and with fewer SCVs. But due to the bizarre choices that he's made, this interesting kind of mass Raven, a lot of auto turrets, just making a ton of command centers and planetaries. Oh, we lost our natural, let's put 2 in its place. It looks like the tech is going to go down here and some infestors also going down for free. But all the bizarre choices by the Zerg player to cover every tech building to kind of answer this Raven and Command Center style has actually come back to bite him. He only has one real mining base. He has another one here that's basically just kind of gutted out by a few auto turrets, and he can't even make headway on this planetary because the workers are pulling off. And it looks like his last mining base now is going to go down. We have a bunch of auto turrets coming around the entire base there, and it's pretty much, at this point, I don't see how it's going to work out any differently for the Zerg player other than death over time. We do have some infestors dropping infested Terrans, but they're dropping them on auto turrets. So they're not even killing the actual units, they're basically just killing the energy-based units, which is funny considering normally that's the Zerg's point of view. Normally the Zerg is throwing tons of free units at you and you're trying to defend it. Point in case are the Locusts here. Now, again, we see the infestors trying to do what they can. We see the swarm hosts trying to do what they can, but too much tech in two different places. The Ravens are running around the map being offensive with their energy instead of having to be defensive. We have SCVs here keeping this planetary fortress from taking basically any damage. We have infestors again getting picked off. And I have to agree with Angry Kittens here. It looks like that's the game. It was a really interesting game. We can see that there is, in fact, a lot of stuff that could have gone differently. Maybe kept with the Baneling pressure instead of switching a bunch of tech. But that nice Raven, bizarre, throw you off your game style actually worked really well in this case. And it was fun. This was an amazing game. And here comes the Ravens. Oh no. One last hurrah for these Ravens. And it looks like the swarm hosts are going to be the victims here. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and every swarm host died. Those locusts, those locusts are the last of it. So it looks like Angry Kittens is going to come down with this game. It's just a matter of time until the Zerg player taps out. He's even dropping a PDD there to take care of randomly floating over spore crawlers. And we do have the last of the infestors here, and they're running away. And let's see, I don't understand how much more the Zerg player can have. He doesn't have anything at this point. And there he goes. Not even a GG, he's just out. So there we go with an amazing and bizarre game. I've never ran myself into a mass Raven style on the ladder. I doubt Oystein has until this point either. And maybe next time he'll decide, instead of making every type of unit within his tech tree, to just focus and actually stay with his main plan. If he would have continued to play standard there at the 1745 mark, he actually had an enormous lead. He could have just continued making Banelings and actually just gone in and just continued to do damage while expanding behind it. If he could keep the Ravens pinned back, they wouldn't have been able to float out and do the damage. Just keep them wasting their energy at home. So, look at that. There was a lesson today. Oystein should have just continued playing standard and just kept pushing until he won. He was so close, he just had to break down that door a couple more times. A little bit of micro would have helped him with the Zerglings here and there, but for the most part, that would have taken care of it. Now, not to take anything away from Angry Kittens, the ability to actually throw a bizarre strat in every once in a while, and Angry Kittens has messaged on Reddit and let me know that a lot of his games turn out to be a little bit bizarre, but the ability to play that way and throw those in between your standard games is actually a very strong technique. It keeps people on their toes, and a lot of people just don't know how to react to that stuff. So, good game to him. Good game to Oyster. They did a great job. Thank you guys for watching. If you would like, and I would like, so maybe if you don't mind, down below in the description, there's my Facebook and Twitter. Please follow me on those. I also have my email, so if you do want to email me a game or a replay to have casted, I would love to do that for you as I'm just starting out. Also, please like and subscribe to the videos and watch the other videos on my channel so I can know you like them and I can know to make more of these. Well, until we talk again, you guys go out, play lots of games, and have fun.